Bey. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Mickey Bey. I've been saying for 3 times former fighter, but I know there's some heavy talks of you and Tevin, and especially now that the Garcia fight doesn't look like it's happening. You also went to Philadelphia. You were there with Bozy and Jerron, but I don't know if you had a conversation with Tevin while in the building or what.
Man, I don't know if he got shook or what, but I get there, I'm like, where Tevin at? I'm asking his people, and they like he left or something like that. You know, I wanted to see him face to face, but
so you guys didn't get to talk in person.
No, but I give him respect though because I mean he wanted to fight. You know, he of course with Ryan, like, you know, I couldn't have said don't fight Ryan over me right at this point. Because that is a bigger fight, but if you can't get Ryan, then I'm the bigger fight. So, but he said he wanted it a couple days ago. His cousin hit me up. I guess that fight probably won't happen. So they was asking, like, was I for real about it? Because they wanted it. I told them, yeah, you know, long as, you know, I'm sure it's enough time. Like, I'll jump back in there and get in there with him. Like, if I get in, I wanted the real fight anyway. You know, it's boring to me just, you know, getting in, fighting somebody you know you could beat. I don't see how a lot of cats do that. You know, that's, you know, I'd rather get in there and jump in the fire, so to speak.
Now, are you chomping at the bit to get in there, especially after we seen what Kambosos was able to do to Teofimo and you had your success with Kambosos? He didn't drop you like he dropped Teo. Is that motivating you in any way?
Yeah, well, my thing is, you know, in the prime of my career and a lot of my career, I had a lot of, you know, time off, like, you know, where I should have been winning more titles and getting big fight. I wanted that. I was the kind of guy that would have fought anybody. No matter how awkward, I never use that as an excuse. You know, you get some guys to say, oh, this guy runs or this guy does. Well, if he run, he should be a punk, right? So go beat him up then. You know, I wanted to fight whoever. And that's funny. I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he mentioned that, like, man, you always fought a bunch of awkward opponents. I'm like, because I would fight whoever was available. Even Tevin would be considered a guy that people really don't want that kind of style, but I don't care. If anything, make them fight then. You know, that's how I think.
So what are some of the flaws you see in Tevin Farmer that you feel you can capitalize on? Is it just experience? Because you got a whole lot more of that than him.
Yeah, that's one of the things. You know, he think he got the youth. He figured, oh man, you need to stay in retirement, this and that. But yeah, I see some stuff that I think I could exploit. You know, I've never been outboxed probably in my life, over 200 fights total. He is a good fighter. It's still considered a threat because I am what you would say, but I take care of myself, and I think that now I'm even smarter from even training guys like Devin and a lot of the good fighters that I have. So, you know, I just want to fight and put on a few more. I ain't getting greedy. I just want a few more good fights, and that's it.
Can you explain that? You think that you're better because of your training. How does your training help you in the ring? And I mean your coaching training.
Because, you know, I'm training a lot of young guys, so I don't want them to – I'm protecting their lives basically, so I'm really – looking like in a whole nother aspect. Like, it's a difference with them fighting. I'm never nervous at all. Like, when I fight, I'm kind of like, of course you kind of anxious, but when they fight, it's a difference. Like, you know, you feel like it's your kids going into the ring. You know, that's how I feel when they get into the ring. I know they're gonna handle their business, but I feel like my kids, like, man, you kind of, it's a different thing because you got another life on the line. You know, they got parents, so my thing more with them is like to get them out of the ring looking the same as much as possible in their health. I don't want them getting in out all beat up and stuff like that. So even if they win, you know, to me, that's more the thing for them. It feel like almost a kid, my kid's going into the ring.
So, Danny, obviously you got a personal relationship with Mickey Bey and some of the people in the camp. I know you want to jump in here.
Nah, yeah, I was just going to comment. I know Mick has said on numerous occasions, like, training these young guys like Amari, like Devin, you said you had to step it up yourself and get yourself back into their type of shape to be able to keep up with them. is that what kind of got you itching to get back in the ring and get a couple more fights in?
A little bit, yeah. They do motivate me. They do motivate me. Because it's a total difference. Training guys and fighting is way different. A lot of people think, you know, this is way different. Being a trainer, you could be the best fighter in the world and not succeed at training. So yeah, watching them and I'm kind of like, yeah, I got to get that itch off. Like, you know, I hung it up, you know, pretty much completely for Devin, which to me was, I don't regret it at all, because to me, I'm the kind of guy that I'd rather help 5, 10, 20, 30, however many people than myself. That I'm just one person. So if I can help a lot of different guys, then, you know, that's kind of the person that I am. But after the Kambosos fight, that fight, I was off 3.5 years.
And it was a split decision, right?
Yeah, it could have went either way. So, and I was rusty. I just couldn't.
And you went to their turf. I remember it was a top ranked show at MSG, right?
So I'm kind of like, dang, you know, that fight. I wasn't mad at all with the fight. I was just happy that, because people thought I was crazy for taking that kind of fight while I was off, and I'm 10 years older than him. But I said, you know what? Why fight a soft guy? I want to see if I can really still do this. So, you know, after we fought, I was kind of like, dang, if I'd have had a tune-up or maybe trained a little longer, because I came cold turkey and just trained for 5-6 weeks. And then, you know.
Who trained you for that fight?
That fight, I went to New York and trained with a good friend of mine, Andre Rozier.
Okay.
Yeah, I trained out there with those guys because.
A lot of sparring with Comey for that fight?
Yeah. So I sparred with Comey my first day back in the ring in 2 years, and they seen how well I did, was like, almost like, what the hell? Like, you know, I went 8 rounds with him my first day back in the gym, and you
hadn't been in the gym in how long, or sparred in how long since then?
Like a couple years almost.
Wow.
And then so they like, man, like, damn, you need to be.
And it was 8 straight with Comey?
8 rounds, yeah. I did 8 rounds straight with him, and it was, you know, a good session. So when they mentioned him, they said, man, won't nobody fight you really? And they're like, it's only one guy. You know, at the time, I didn't even really know him, but they say this guy's this and he's that. I didn't care. I didn't even watch the tape before I accepted it.
Oh, you ain't even see the Lee Selby fight?
No, I accepted the fight right off the bat.
Nice.
I just said, I take it. They said, you ain't even see. I'm like, I don't care. Like, it don't matter.
Lee Selby was
he fought right after me.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
But either way, I didn't care. I just was like, it don't matter to me. Like, you know, I just want to see if it's a difference. But see, the good thing is, even though I wasn't really sparring and stuff, I always, like, do some kind of physical fitness, like, whether it's running or, you know, like, just in the fitness clubs. That's pretty much what I was doing, and just kind of keeping my body a little bit active.
Now, obviously, knowing you, talk to the fans about having that healthy lifestyle mindset at this point in your life, right? Obviously, being a professional boxer, you stay in shape. But I know now you've talked to me personally about eating cleaner, you know, taking care of your body, and, you know, the sea moss and what you put into your body. You know, talk to us now, and what have you noticed change, like, within you, you know, at this age, you know, the change that you see just within your body?
Honestly, I feel better now, because I was always like a freak growing up, so I could eat whatever and I won't, like, really gain weight or lose energy. But now I do lose energy. When I eat a certain way, I feel the difference now.
Right.
So I try to at least keep it like 70-30 maybe, or 80-20. You know, I still do like a little bit of snacks, but I cut out as much I cut out a lot of meats and stuff like that. I don't eat really. I eat meat, but not as much.
I got you.
And I eat a lot of vegetables, drink a lot of water. In my fighting days, believe it or not, I didn't even drink water.
What?
I drank water in the gym, and that was pretty much it. Like, I thought that drinking juice was healthy, like the juices you buy in the carton.
Yeah.
Not knowing it's a ton of sugar. That ain't even real.
Ton of sugar.
I thought it was healthy, because it was like, okay, if I drink orange juice, that's oranges. Grape juice, I'm eating grapes. That's how I thought, but not knowing it's a ton of sugar in it.
Ton.
And I ate a bunch of snacks through training and all of that.
For the Kambosos fight, or just in general?
No, that fight was probably my first time actually eating well. And it's crazy, because that fight, like, I had to eat like the day of the weigh-in, because, you know, I think I was like 3 pounds underweight because they wanted me to fight the weight below, which really, that's probably the weight I could have fought when I was active, but I never ate. I just wanted to eat. I was never a fighter like dropping all of that weight. I like to eat and kind of stay strong. I ain't like throwing on sauna suits and stuff like that.
So ideally for you, Mick, when would you like to get back in the ring? Whether it's with Tevin or somebody else.
If it was anybody else, I'd have probably fought next month, like in March. But Tevin, I probably at least April maybe. That's what we both kind of mutually agree. You know, I kind of talked to his cousin that's handling his advisory right now.
Okay.
And, you know, we both kind of agreed around that time, maybe like April. Good thing is that we both free agents all across the board. So, you know, it's easy to make the fight.
I know, obviously, you training Devin. And Devin having that, I know he has a relationship with Tevin. Do you think maybe it could be a Devin Haney promotion?
Yeah,
card
it can be through Eddie Hearn. Like, Eddie liked to fight.
Okay.
Because he, it's funny because before the Kambosos fight, he was kind of asking me, like, what I thought. Like, you think he got a chance to beat Teofimo? Honestly, I kind of thought Teo could win, but it was confusing to me to predict it because I fought Kambosos, but even by me being older and more experienced, Teo might have the youth, but he don't have the experience. So I was able to keep Kambosos. I was able to trick him a lot and keep. And he told me that we talked at Devin's when Devin fought
for the weigh-in for JoJo.
Yeah, we talked a lot, and he was thanking me and stuff. Like he learned a lot from the fight, learned a lot of stuff. So Teo had the youth, but I had the experience, so I was able to keep him out and take a lot of stuff away from him. But fighting him, I could still tell, like, dang, this cat could fight, and he got a lot of energy. Because I thought maybe by him being younger, he would get tired out late, but he didn't. He still had, like, pretty much was like the first round and the last round. So I'm like,
that was a 10-rounder, right?
Yeah, so he didn't get tired at all. Like he got good conditioning, and he got a lot of fire in him. Like I could tell that he was trying to like. But after the fight, he told me like, oh, I thought you was gonna be like washed up,
right?
Because he was like, he laughed, kind of like people lied to me. They told me you was older and that you was probably had fell off, and but yeah, it was still a good fight.
I mean, the Kambosos fight was what?
2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, that was my last fight.
That was your second fight in 4.5 years. That's
no, he didn't have a fight since 2018. That was his first
and
fight.
I don't
first
even
and
count
only.
that one because that was a Mexico fight. I went down there just to say I was an actor. Probably knocked dude out in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I just went down there to be active as a professional. My first real fight was like 3.5 years before that. Yeah.
Bartholomew.
So I've been following your career forever. I don't, obviously only hardcores know you're originally from Ohio, right?
Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio.
And I think most people probably got hip to you when you signed to Mayweather, but you had shitload of years fighting before Mayweather.
Yeah, I always had like a weird
situation,
a weird
promotional or managerial.
career,
I mean, you always were
Right.
there, and then you had to not fight.
Cause this is what people don't know. I was gonna fight for a belt with 10 fights. You honestly at the beginning, see, that's why you need like a mentor, somebody to help with decisions. Which I did have a mentor who was Jay Prince.
Oh.
Since I was like 16. He moved my career probably 75% of it. But the only thing, I was like impatient. I wanted to get it. Like, I think that early on it was probably more my fault. Like not, I was a little too impatient. I'm not saying that was a bad thing, but I wanted it. Like he might have wanted to go a little slower, but I'm like, man, I want to hurry up and get it. Or, in my mind, I was thinking like I should move on. After a while, I'm fighting big fights and 10 rounders and tough fights. And I didn't think that it was going anywhere at the time. But, I could have been wrong because I think if I would have stayed with him, just the care that he had for me as a person, and he knew my family, like, it was a point he was going to move my family to Houston. He already had, like, my parents' jobs, and he was going to let my dad train me as an amateur. He was going to run his program in Houston. So when I look back, I'm like, dang, like that. If I would have just stuck with him, I would have, probably had a ton of world titles and stuff. But at the time, going from this, okay, we gonna win a belt at 10 fights, and then after that, fighting 10 rounders, and I was seeing so many fighters that I knew I was better than winning belts. But being young, I didn't know. I didn't have like a bunch of other people saying this is what you should do. So I was making kid decisions. Pretty much. So, yeah, when I got with Mayweather, of course, then it's Floyd. So, but I knew Floyd for so long that he was actually going to sign me at like 17. But he was going to manage me. He didn't promote then. But I wanted to make the Olympic team. He was like, man, damn the Olympics. That's
yeah. He's salty after he got that silver.
He said the medal ain't gonna do nothing but collect dust. Like, come get this money.
But doesn't it help your paycheck? If you get a medal, you getting a better paycheck.
Yeah, it does. But the crazy thing is, I ended up getting pneumonia, so I couldn't go fight in the Olympics anyway. Man. But at least I won the Olympic trials and all of that, and I was like the top guy out of everybody because I had a pro style. Like, I was knocking dudes out in the Olympic trials at featherweight. I was dropping dudes and everything. So I had every promoter wanted to sign me right away, even before that. Like, even Emmanuel Stewart, who was my first I think he was the very first one before Jay Prince, since I was probably 14 or 15.
Damn, how you ain't go with Manny Stewart?
Well, he wasn't really. Well, this the crazy thing.
Did he want to manage you, or did he want you to totally relocate? Because he was training a lot of fighters back then.
He was gonna manage and train me along with my dad.
Oh man,
it's crazy because, man, he offered me like $1 million when I was young.
Signing bonus?
Yeah, he told my dad it was me and somebody else that he liked. He was like, man, I remember I got a bad decision taken away from me in the finals of a tournament. I broke the guy's nose and had him bloody. And he was like, see, this is why I don't like the amateurs. Because if that was a pro fight, that would have been a unanimous decision. And they gave it to the guy by like 1 point. But, yeah, he offered my dad a lot of money. But back then, I mean, it's just it's just crazy. I got a chance to, because let alone Don King grew up with my granddad. So he was trying to turn me pro too. And then at this time, Al grew up with my other set of grandparents, but I didn't really know who he was. Like, I heard of him, but I didn't know the power that he had at the time. Because, he had got in touch with some people that I know. Because you remember the singer Gerald Levert? Because me and my brother had met him, because they are from Cleveland as well, Don, Al, and Gerald. So we used to go to the studio with Gerald before he died. And he used to always mention Al, like, man, you need to go with Al Heyman. I'm like, Al, like, who was Al? At this time, he didn't have nobody, but
maybe he had Vernon Forrest.
He had Vernon Forrest.
Layman
maybe,
Brewster.
Him and Tarver and Montel Griffin.
What? I didn't know Tarver was with Al.
That's how they got them big
That's
fights.
how he got that Roy fight, huh?
Yeah, so.
Damn.
But the crazy thing is, like, I just keep hearing the name. Like, everybody just knew him from, like, being the biggest concert promoter,
Right.
and the stuff like that. But he kept telling me. But it's just crazy because I don't even know how. Like I think it was the Olympic trials. A dude came there before the fight. I don't know how he even knew where it was at. Like, it was like in the cornfield in Mississippi, and he was like, "What's up? Like, I'm here." He was pretty much there on behalf of Al, and he shook my hand like, man, good luck. Like, I came here just to see you fight, and I'm leaving.
Wow.
I'm like, what? Like, it was confusing to me.
Did it add stress or more motivation?
I smashed the cat. But it was just crazy. Like, how did he even know where this was at? Because it was literally in Mississippi in the middle of nowhere. And after the fight, he just was like, congratulations.
Some scouts,
and left.
man. Them talent scouts out there.
Yeah, but it was just crazy. I was just young, and, my dad, he was helping out at that time, but we didn't know the business, and it was kind of tricky. But Jay Prince was the person that I trusted. So, not saying I didn't trust the other people, but I was flying around the world already with Jay, and I've been to, it felt more like, even though the other guys was like family, I think Emmanuel, we kind of had, maybe at this point, I was already working with the Mayweathers. Like, my brother had already moved to Vegas with Floyd. So, when we was young, for some reason, we already knew, like, we wanted to train with his dad, Floyd Sr. So even when I was with I was still kind of looking at the Mayweathers, like, and my brother had figured Floyd out even while he was an amateur, still in the Olympics, is when we first started boxing. And my brother somehow knew that he was the best fighter in the world. I don't know how in the amateurs. Maybe it was some kind of prophecy, but he was saying we need to train with his dad. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, how can he be better than De La Hoya? Because at that time, I liked De La Hoya.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother was like, no, I'm telling you, this dude the best fighter in the world. I'm like, he's just saying this while he was still in the Olympics.
Shout out to Cortez, man, because that shows that he's gonna go on to continue to be a great promoter. Because if he could see talent that early,
I never seen to this.
Shout out to him too, man. I love that he did that. I know this is off topic and the interview's about you, but I do love that he signed that Philippine dude that beat Darren. Like, that's what boxing needs to do. If that guy upset the A side, give him a shot because he earned it, you know? And a lot of promoters don't do that. So credit to Cortez for signing that guy. I seen that on his social media, man. Shout out to him for doing his thing.
Yeah, because the guy him and his people was calling him like, man, we can't get no help. I guess they was over there stuck pretty much. Yeah, he was like, we can't get a fight. We can't get no help.
Damn.
So, yeah, I guess
even after winning a WBC
I guess
strap.
he met him in, in L.A. or whatever. And then, he helped, I guess he going to.
So we going to see that rematch or what with Darren?
Oh, yeah. Darren, that's family to us. So if he won it, we definitely have put the fight up.
They both, Cortez is family, so at least Darren knows that opponent is always there.
Oh, 100%. He can get first dibs with him. Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of family, I gotta ask because I seen you at the Top Rank gym. Are you still training Devin Haney? Because I see you training Berlanga, and now you mentioned that Rozier is your boy. So I guess I get why you helping Berlanga because of that relationship. But where's Haney in this picture? Is he still with you?
He got so long. I don't think he going to end up fighting probably close to the summer. Haney is.
I hear he's in the gym though.
Yeah, he in the gym. Devin is always in the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, he always in the gym. Now Devin, that's family as well. Like I knew him pretty much since he was 7-8 years old. So the situation with them is just like I came in and partnered up with his dad. His dad called me because Big Floyd was getting older. So they thought like, dang, who got all the knowledge, still, the Mayweather knowledge, other than his son. I think I've been around the longest and got that knowledge. So I tried it out and it was a perfect fit. So, with Devin, it's just a matter of when he say, come on, like let's really get it in, then I come in.
Damn, so he's in control. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but you as the trainer don't set up the camp or the sessions? He tells you?
Well, they just pretty much tell me when they ready to really turn on the gas because then I guess we don't want to start too early because they might not fight. They still negotiate.
Yeah, they
still
are
saying, "Oh, I want to fight this guy." I mean, I can't fully blame them, but at this point, it's like go ahead and just give it to us. You just teasing the fans. At this point, it's like who you gonna fight? Like, is it Lomachenko or Devin?
I don't even understand how that's an option, bro. Boxing is so fucked up. Like, how does a dude with no belt get a shot at 3-4 belts when the undisputed is out there?
Yeah.
That division has been tainted with what Mauricio Suleiman did, that now these fighters don't even care about undisputed.
They gonna end up doing it though, I'm sure. But I think the dude just Cambosa's I think he just wanted to kind of blow it up more. And then I understood.
But he out here talking about Devin, it's Devin's fault because of the financials. And I'm like, how the hell could DAZN not have any money?
Oh, no, the money is there. That's one thing about Eddie. Is Eddie going to cut the check?
That's what I'm saying. So why is this guy on social media blaming Devin for money issues?
But I kind of understand what it was. Not really Devin, but with with Lomachenko, he could make more money. And I didn't think it made sense until they broke it down to me. Oh, okay, I see.
So in Australia,
well, Devin is the bigger fight, but the thing is that Lomachenko, he would take a lot more than Devin.
Money,
because
he got no belt and it's not an undisputed fight.
So less money for him, the more for
Cambosos.
So I'm like, okay, because it didn't make sense. I'm like, bigger fight, how? But then I'm all, okay, I see why.
But is Loma, in your opinion, have they told you if Loma's going to travel to Australia?
Oh, yeah, Loma would. Oh, if they called him, he definitely would, you know. But Devin is going to get
He did go to the United Kingdom to fight Campbell.
Because he from closer to that way anyway. Where he's from is closer,
Ukraine.
right? To the,
I don't get me telling you what country's closer to what, but he's in the Ukraine.
He gave his word. He was telling Devin before he fought Teofimo that he was going to win and that he was going to fight him for sure. So he was already saying he was going to beat Teo. And Devin was like telling me like, man, this cat keep getting in touch saying that he going to win and it's going to beat them too. But yeah, I'm sure it's finna happen. So yeah, but I mean, it's kind of a new school era. Like, Devin is so good that he a freak, but I do think nowadays training is a little different. That's why, honestly, I mean, it's a pleasure working with him because he's so disciplined and he's good. But outside of him, I can't train a lot of fighters in this era, like, because they don't understand, like fighters, like, in my era and below, to me, boxing lost hunger every 10 years or so. Like, when I was coming up, like, fighters went to real camps. This is not even saying to Devin. Devin is just a freak. I'm putting him in his own
category.
Yeah, I could put him in his own category because everybody think they can do what he can. But honestly, you supposed to let the trainer call all the shots when it come to training. Like, even though, his dad is the head trainer, but just to give a reason why, because a million fighters call me per week to try to train, but
a million?
Not a million,
many?
But honestly, I'd say
of course
like
it's not a literal million, but is it that
probably
many?
30 to 50 people every week. And if I was a month just thinking about money, like literally I'd make so much money per month, it wouldn't make no sense.
Yeah.
But me, I would rather train a dude like my friend or one of y'all get in shape, because it's like, if it ain't a personal person that I'm helping, like with Edgar, it makes sense because, it was some things he wanted to tweak that I'm good at, like the defensive and more technical stuff, like not just relying on just power. And then Andre, me and him real close, so he look at me like family, Andre, so he like, I trust him.
Call you nephew?
Yeah, he call
Call everybody's nephew.
Everybody his nephew, man. Andre the biggest uncle in boxing.
So he like, man, you go out there and train with him. And then me and Edgar just happened to click. I already knew him anyway, Edgar, for a few years. So
how long has that been going on?
Me and Edgar, like a couple weeks. I worked with him like a month ago, a couple times, just kind of, but he was coming off of a surgery, so it was just light. But we've been working like a couple weeks now. But to me, I think that's why the game, I don't know if it's the social media, but
I think it's the money, man.
That too, the fight.
They making too much money. They losing hunger. It's like, fuck it. I made 1.5. I don't need to fight this year.
Listen, it's more money than it ever been in boxing.
Absolutely.
Which I like it for the fighters, but at the same time,
it's hindering them.
But now I think as far as the art of boxing, they losing it because they might get a certain amount of money so quick that they don't realize you still gotta. It's still a protocol and an order when it comes to boxing, like Big Floyd, for instance. And if you read De La Hoya's book, and I was with his dad when he was training De La Hoya, and the reason why De La Hoya said that he liked Big Floyd is because he said that he almost felt like a kid coming to the gym because Big Floyd walked out of the gym because he like, you acting like a diva. It's my way or the highway. Like, I don't care how much money you got, this and that. You gonna listen to me when you in the gym. And De La Hoya really liked that. So he was like, man, nobody ever said that to me because everybody gonna agree because they want that check. De La Hoya was the highest paid fighter, but Big Floyd don't care. If he say do something, it wasn't nothing that I can tell him I wasn't going to do. I don't care if my leg finna fall off. I'm like Floyd. I'm like literally. But the only thing is it's a medium. Like, you still want to communicate with your fighter as far as, because we didn't have all that technology and knowledge. So guys did overtrain in my day and even before then because we didn't have all this recovery and this kind of knowledge. Now you got to. You kind of know what and what not to do, but now these fighters are almost softened up to me to where they want it more comfortable now. Like, the old school trainers, you even had to go to the woods and train if you had a big fight, but you definitely gonna
Big
have
Bear and you know what I'm saying?
or you gonna at least have it laid out, the workouts. Now it's different. I learned to kind of, but that's why I can't work with a lot of fighters, because it's like guys would be like a 4-round fighter and want to tell you what to do. I'm like, I can't do it, and it didn't even ever happen to me, because I click in jail with fighters well. But I'm like, I don't. So
you just see it on the outside.
I see it on the outside where people talking crazy and telling the trainer what time they gonna run, and I'm like, you kidding me? If I told Big Floyd that dude used to, I missed like one day of running, and that cat was all on my voicemail, cussing me out and everything. And this was just one day out of probably like months. But motherfucker, where you at? He going crazy. I had to call I'm like, man, my fault. I missed. Like, you wasn't finna tell this cat. He told me, don't wear no tennis shoes. He like, what you got on? I'm supposed to have on boots. He like, man, don't ever bring no tennis shoes. Get some boots.
What, boxing
combat boots?
Combat boots?
Yeah, like I had to run the combat boots.
Like Marvin Hagler.
So it could be heavier?
Old school. Yeah, like he ain't.
Oh, man.
He like, man, but that's a good thing. But fighters now, if I can give any advice, like, if you do got an old school trainer, new school, whatever, you still want them to take the lead, because you can be even that much better, But a lot of fighters look at guys and they think they can do, like Mayweather did this when he got older. But why you think he's so good? Because he had his dad since he was a baby. Then he had his uncle, who was Roger. At the point when he got older, yeah, he knew what to do. He was a veteran. He can kind of say, like,
Yeah, when you get some experience, you can tweak the training camp now to what helps you better, because you know yourself,
Yeah, but now you got literally, I see kids in like 4-round fight. I'm like, it don't happen to me, but I'm like, man, I see the way that what they train. I'm like, man, this is crazy. You tell them, no, I'm gonna do 3 rounds on the bag. I'm like, this is insane. Like, I could never, since I was boxing, whether it was Floyd.
So how many rounds on the bag do you require from your fighters? Is it day to day, or do you have a set number that they must do?
Oh, it's day to day, because I still adapt to some of the new school things, like the recovery, because when I was coming up, like, even I don't care what I said, I was not like Big Floyd. I could say, oh, I'm tired. Nah, he ain't trying to hear that. Like, you tired and today and this and that. But I do kind of learn, like, you can overtrain. Like, every day don't have to be super hard.
You want to peak at the right times too. Is that like, do you believe in that? Because a lot of fighters, a lot of trainers like, we peaking at this time to be at our highest level for the fight.
100%, and that's sometime even with Devin. Every fight I watch him close, because he peak fast. Like because he one of the best, if not the best athlete in boxing. Like
Does peak have to do with anything with your fighting weight or being on weight? And is that why he gets to his peak closer, because he's so lean? Or it has nothing to do with weight, and it's more about the skill and the timing of the fighter when he's ready?
I think it's more about just the workload, more so. Like, you training hard for a little too long, your body could kind of crash out. So with Devin, but Devin is smart. He knows his body. He just a different kind of animal. Like, I advise people not to even try to follow what he does, because a lot of fighters try to. Devin is just like a self-motivated cat. Like, as far as knowledge, he's still very young, so it's a lot. He still got a lot of growth and a lot of. He getting stronger and stronger even. Like, and I'm sure soon it go up in weight, and you really see him. His strength and everything, because he's growing still.
You think he's going to be a full welterweight one day?
Yeah, because he grew, literally in the last 6 months, he grew about
1 inch. He told me 1 inch.
Yeah, I'm like, Dad, because me and him was the same height. I'm like, you grew. I'm like, everybody was like, man, you grew. He literally grew in the last few months.
I mean, people I feel like tend to forget, he just turned 23 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. So I feel like, we were just saying before you got here, I'm like, it's crazy at such a young age the amount of money and success he's already obtained.
Man,
yes.
Crazy, yeah. And that's the thing, is that don't bother him or me nothing. Like, other people, they probably would have already lost focus. But Dev, he want
He won it all.
If anything, he won hundreds of millions. And he won it all. He won the real boxing accolades. Like, he don't care
legacy.
about the money.
Right.
I ain't gonna say he don't care about it, but he want the legacy more. Like, he wanted to fight Kambosos. For him to fight Kambosos and win at 23, it's gonna be hard to name fighters that accomplish that much at that young age. Like, even Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd, and them ain't do that. At his age, they didn't.
Undisputed.
I don't even think they did undisputed, period.
Right.
So
Not Floyd.
yeah, like Floyd didn't do all of this at 23. So Devin is competitive like that. If he see they didn't do something, then he want to do it. You know, all he got to do is just keep staying hungry like he is, and you know, he'd definitely be pound for pound one day.
Mick, I want to talk about, so you were just in Philly, and another young, successful young fighter that is out there right now in Boots Tennis. You were out there with Bozy and Boots and whatnot. Talk to us about Boots. What'd you see in them? And, you know, I don't know the relationship.
I need you to compare the work ethic, because since you've been in studio, you've been saying Devin, no one works like him. They shouldn't even try to work like him. But people talk about Boots like he's a fucking machine. So how was it?
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Let's see that smile.
I'm gonna put Devin aside, you know, but I ain't gonna lie. Boots impressed me. I already knew he was good, but because, you know, I knew his dad for a while. He had fighters that I came up with and stuff.
Farah.
Yeah, so they invited me to the gym. I came up there, but I don't think Boots didn't make it one of the days, and I came again, and he came. I don't even think he was intending to do this, but this cat strapped up and damn near sparred the whole gym. And nah, he a freak. Like, that dude is
The
listen,
whole gym. How many people were in there?
Man, he might have sparred at least 3-4 people. And he sparred with some good fighters. Like, and when I talked to him and we had long conversations, because I like to pick fighters' brain and see where their head's at too. But this cat is he better. All right, if I seen him on TV, I'm like, man, this dude is the truth. Like, he good. But seeing him in person, because I look at small details and things, like, that dude is good. Like, I'm going to go as far as to say he the best young fighter in boxing other than Devin.
So how do you see Boots fare and compared to the other top welterweights in the game right now? You know,
Specifically Earl and Crawford.
You know, Earl and Crawford, but I also want to throw in Virgil, because a lot of people,
Virgil ain't ready.
a lot of people like to say, oh, Virgil and Boots, because they're the two top prospects at that division, or contenders, I should say.
Virgil said he wasn't ready on my show. His trainer at the time, Robert Garcia, said he wasn't ready at that time.
Yeah.
And now they split, so he's really not ready. He's gonna have to get acclimated to his new trainer.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I like Virgil. I think Virgil is the best behind him. He can't beat. I don't see nobody beating. But if anybody was to beat Boots, it'd have to be Crawford.
Not even Earl.
I got to see Earl, that accident
And
The injury.
Yeah, I like Earl a lot personally and everything. But before the accident, I saw him and Crawford kind of like, but you kind of got to keep seeing, you know, that's like almost taking 200 fights. That accident was a bad,
But-
you know.
We saw him come back against Danny Garcia.
I think that style was kind of, even though Earl was still a monster, but did he lose 5%? That's not a lot, but it mean a lot when you fighting a Crawford. You can't afford to lose nothing. But I ain't gonna lie, like, Boots is good to the point to where it's a crazy, because me and Crawford is real close. You know,
I wanted to get to that.
Yeah.
So
I heard he spent a couple weeks with you in Vegas.
oh yeah, well, we used to live together. He used to live out here with me when he first turned pro. So he was
So he was using the
I'm
top
a few
ranked
years
gym
older
and stuff.
than him. So he was kind of up under my wing a little bit before. Now he's a monster. Like, honestly, Terrence is so much of a dog. He would fight Boots,
Of
because he
course.
don't like being
Compared
But
to
if I was his manager, I wouldn't even let him fight Boots unless this is me speaking as a businessman.
yeah, of course.
Unless Boots got a belt, oh yeah, let's make it happen. But Boots is that good to where you kind of gotta have something on the line, because ain't nobody like if you said don't even mention Crawford, ain't nobody else even got a chance to me to beat Boots. Like I think he.
You don't even got to see Thurman on Saturday and how he looked.
I don't think he can't beat Boots, and I like Thurman.
No,
Thurman
I hear you.
People saying, "Oh, he been off." Man, listen, like Thurman could fight. Like Thurman to me is. I wish he'd have been more active because him and Crawford, he got the style to where he can throw cats off because he got power, he can move, he fast.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna lie to you, like Boots is one exception to where sometimes you say, man, they overhyping this kid, or they saying he can beat these top guys already. He's that good to where he can. Like when I watched him, like he literally, that was the guy where I said, dang, like this cat is like. I looked at details and small things, and I'm like, man, and the way that he loved boxing, it's scary to be that good and love boxing the way that he does and be that humble.
Yeah, because he trains fighters, too. He don't leave the gym. Even on his time off, he's training young kids.
Man, listen, when this dude told me he damn near wanted to box forever, because I was talking to him, and he like, dang, man, I like how you a little older and you still could fight. You still sharp. He like, man, I want to fight like Bernard Hopkins did. Because I made reference to Bernard Hopkins. And I just told him how I'm able to do it. Like, if you stay healthy, this and that. He like, man. And I'm like, look, y'all got the guy from here that fought till he was 50. I'm still at least about 30. He's like, he was like, you know what? He like, hey, that's what I want to do. When he said that he wanted to do what Bernard did, I said, oh, damn. Most fighters, you hear them like, oh, I want to retire, and because they don't like the hard work for so long. But for this cat to have that kind of love for boxing to even say that he want to fight until he's 50 years old, he said he want to fight as long as possible. When he said that, I knew off the jump, like he going to be a problem to deal with, because a lot of fighters, when they going through hard training, you hear them saying they want to retire soon. Because that hard work.
Yeah, that's what Wilder said. Wilder was saying that before he started speaking retirement this year. He was saying it already in camp when I was with him.
A lot of dudes saying in camp, during camp, but during training.
Like, yo, this shit hard, man. This for y'all.
Man, that cat told me he want to train, be a trainer. When he said that, I knew he was different. So it's the mindset, too.
So going back to Crawford, if Showtime, because Crawford's a free agent, Boots is with Showtime. If Showtime said, look, Crawford, we'll do a pay-per-view with you and Boots, is it still not worth it for Crawford? Does it have to be some sort of belt? I
mean, to be honest with you, I would love to see the fight, but at the same time, it's bittersweet because, when you got personal relationships, it's weird, but if I was just a fan and I went and saw what I saw in Boots in the gym, and I know boxing the way that I do, like, that'd probably be, like, if you just put all, like, superstardom aside, that might be one of the top 3 fights in boxing, just as far as what I've seen from Boots. Like,
now, watching his fight with Lipinets and with Delorme, the boy got hit. When he unloads on the inside, he leaves himself open. Like, isn't that going to be a problem versus a Crawford?
He mentioned that to me, though. Like, man, people talking about, like, man, I wanted to open. I wanted to show, like, that I got a chin. I wanted to take a risk, like, but you see how I took it. But I seen him work probably 15, 20 rounds. And he didn't hardly even get touched. He like, if I don't want to, I won't get touched.
15. So what? It was 4 guys, and what they was doing? 5 rounds each?
Yeah, they was
3, 4. It had to be at least 4 rounds each.
I mean, he was
probably rotating.
He was taking it light on guys, but he was too much because he could hit him when he wanted, where he wanted. Like, he's a smart kid, man.
He was switching.
Yeah, man, that dude could fight. Like I don't be too impressed with him. I'm impressed, but I'm saying I don't be like. Usually when I hear hype in the media, when I see him, a guy, it don't equal to what I heard. With him, he better than I even thought.
The $1 million question, man. Devin is infamous for sparring. He's pretty much sparred everybody, and no one can ever show sparring of him getting his ass beat.
Nope.
Should he spar Ennis?
No, he's too small. Ennis is a huge welterweight. I'm sure he could probably box him, but I wouldn't let him. But I would love to see them, like I was telling him, I'd love to see them train with each other because Devin, nobody can keep up with Devin. Like, in his energy, you've seen him.
Yeah, I've seen a lot, but wouldn't you feel, I think that'd be crazy in the sense that you saying they're like the two hardest working. They'd almost like try to outdo each other.
Exactly.
What do you think?
I would like to see them train together, but
So I got to go back to sparring. You don't think Boots could work with Devin, or do you think because Devin's so competitive, he might let full power go in the session, which would make Boots turn up and it turns into a fight that got to be
saying
stopped?
that Devin can't give him some good work, because Devin didn't give anybody.
No, I'm not
work
saying
the
that he
way-
can't. I'm just saying because of the size differences.
Yeah, the side, I don't think it'd be responsible on my end to let him spar, like, because they both some dogs. Like,
So at that top level though,
But that's only 2 divisions, man.
yeah, but nah, Boots is huge. Like, me seeing him in person. Like,
So what you thought he was in the
He
gym?
bigger than the stats say. Like, you know, a lot of cats, they still got their stats from when they was young.
Yeah.
Like Devin, they still got him at 5'8". He like 5'10" now.
Wow.
So sometimes you look at stats like Barrios, I think he's 6 feet.
Yeah.
And they got him at 5'10".
So Jerron was how much you think? Obviously, he didn't step on a scale, but how much you think he weighed that day?
Even his height, like he looked close. He at least close to 5'11", or 5'11". And
But weight.
and he got some muscle and some. I can't really tell his weight, but he more because he not fat at all. He muscular, but he taller than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at his all around size, he looked like he can go up to super middleweight one day, at least middleweight.
It's funny you say that because I don't know if you guys know, but he said he's gonna undispute 147, undispute 154, undispute 160.
Oh, he for sure will. Like I know he will. If he gets the opportunity. That's if guys fight him and he get.
Yeah.
But this, I know when they cat bluffing and they BS and like it's guys like Devin. You get guys like Boots, and then I'll put Shakur in there to seem like the young guys that really want it.
it's funny you said that because I was just
I was about to mention Shakur too.
Yo, Shakur, I've gotten to see Devin and Shakur so much in the gym. People have asked me like, yo, like, you know, who work harder? I've had trainers ask me that.
Right.
Don't affiliate with either fighter. Yo, bro, them two guys work. Them dogs in the gym. Shakur and Devin is different in the gym. Like I've been around world champions. I've been around unified world champions. Them boys work different. And that's what you love to see because I feel like a lot of young fighters start getting that paper and forget how they got there.
1,000,000%.
You get what I'm saying? Like Devin, like, you know, Bill likes to say
But it's that competitive nature in him and in Shakur. They're both very competitive. Like Colbert too. Like they want you to know that they're better than XYZ. That's how I look at it. I feel like that's how Devin and Shakur are.
No, absolutely.
They both talk about their sparring as if no one has bad sparring on them. You know, and until this time, I haven't seen anybody drops bad sparring on either of those two guys.
Nah, it's crazy because
Were you there when
Yeah, when him and Shakur sparred.
that might be the only bad sparring? Shakur make it seem like nobody gets off on him.
Well, with them.
And I talked to Bill. Shakur is older than Devin. When
Yeah,
they
all of them
sparred that
dudes older
last
than
time, Shakur was older than Devin.
Yeah, all of them. Devin is younger than all of them by far. Like even Tank. I was there when they sparred the last time, and they bet and everything.
Who bet?
Tank's camp against Bill and them. And Devin 5 years younger than Tank. People don't realize that.
Yo, they bet. Damn, that would have been amazing to be up in
and I
there.
was there too when that happened. So, yeah, Devin don't.
Does that fight ever happen? Because Floyd
Devin
was
and
there,
Tank.
right? He seen that?
Yeah, he was there. He the one that pretty much they wanted. Broner had brought Tank to the gym, and they kind of wanted to show him off, like we got a little killer with us. They like, dang, who real good that he could spar us? And then we thought everybody saw, oh, call Devin. So Devin literally stopped what he was doing to come spar. It was like a Friday night or something.
it was a day before
Sean Porter versus Broner.
versus Broner.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I was in Vegas. That's some
You
bullshit.
should have been there. It was a party at the gym. It was people like,
Oh, my
so
God.
I'm like, man, I waited for Devin to come, and I watched it. I watched the sparring session. So, you know, Devin.
But they
Hart-
say Tank is so good. Like, they say what we see isn't the rest of him. Like, they say he can really box.
I ain't gonna lie, Tank is an incredible fighter. I think that. See, I'm gonna just speak from the outside looking in because I never really been in camp with him. You know, his stablemate is one of my guys, and one of my favorite fighters in boxing is Truck, Lorenzo Simpson, who I think also is a young, one of the best fighters in boxing, and is a freak. He's young, and he's not really talked about yet because he got to get a little more on TV. But to me, I put him over a lot of fighters, especially you put him in the young guys. I got him in my top 5 out of all the guys. He's a little killer too.
I never understood what happened to Truck, but maybe you could give us some insight because he was so hot when he first came out. He was with Calvin. He got the buzz. He was one of Tank's stablemates. He got the buzz. Then he signed to MTK. He got even more buzz. And now he's not with MTK after that one fight. He got a little hurt, and it sounds like they cut him.
He only 21. But me knowing boxing and me training him and working with him for a long, like I worked with him at least a year, probably longer than that. But he young. I think he just finding himself and where he need to fit in. It's kind of hard being behind like a Tank. Tank is so big that maybe, I don't know, maybe he
feel in the shadow.
Whatever, but
I mean, I wouldn't feel in the shadow. I mean,
I don't think he feel like that.
I follow him. My man got a Bentley.
No, I don't think he
some
feel like that.
Balenciagas. He doing his thing out here.
I don't think he feel like that, but I'm saying maybe people tend,
got in his ear.
I don't want to speak about what people, but you got to put your attention on that. Tank is that pay-per-view star, but I'm saying the Truck is a monster. Like
that some of that sparring last summer. Oh my God,
he was with us all the time. And listen, the hardest thing with him was to keep. I told Truck, like, man, listen, my hardest job with you is to keep sparring partners. I'm like, man, we got to tone it down.
Man, super middles and light heavies and playing with him.
So he making Mama's Boy quit?
No, Mama's Boy is
I was
a dog.
about to say, because that boy is a vet. You need sparring, you call Mama's Boy.
He the only guy that everybody else, I'm like, Truck, I'm like, we got to kind of play with these dudes to keep work. But he a kid, so he don't really know what his light is. Like, I did. I'm like, Truck, like, that's what you call. So he didn't even know, like, he one of them dudes that don't even know what he got fully yet because he's so young, which a lot of these cats, and that's one of my favorites. I don't know if that's Benavidez on your hat. Yeah, that's one of my favorite young fighters. I would love to see him and Canelo fight. Him and Dave.
That's what everybody wants now. I just was in San Diego with him, and he got the ball rolling. I asked him about Demetrius Andrade. Now Eddie out here talking about making a fight with Demetrius Andrade and Benavidez. I know that it won't happen because of the promotional situations. Obviously, Benavidez being with BBC and Andrade with Hearn. But what do you think about that fight?
Oh, that's an excellent fight. They talking about making that?
Kind of, but I don't believe it.
Honestly, I think that David is – I don't think a lot of people want to fight him. I'm going to be real with you. Like, even Canelo, I'm going to keep it all the way real. I ain't even going to say that he could really beat Canelo because I don't see nobody beating him. But if you had to name anybody to give him his best fight in the world, it'd be him.
Not Artur Beterbiev?
Them would be the two, but – other than, but see, yeah, those would be the two. I wouldn't if say you had to say, all right, it's a pay-per-view slot, and this fight gonna be it's gonna cost $500 to buy the fight. Who you want to put in this slot? I'd say Benavidez or Artur Beterbiev, but his style. I heard the way Arthur hit. Like I talked to dudes that sparred with him, and they said that he hit harder than. That's why I was already aware of him because dudes said that he hit scary hard to where they got to cut his sparring rounds in half. And dudes, he got to wear 20-ounce gloves and spar like 2 minutes a round, and guys get paid a lot and they still go home.
As a trainer and fighter, how do you, I guess, gauge when a person gets dropped, right? Like Beterbiev been dropped twice by lesser men than Canelo and Benavidez. Callum Johnson put him down. James Page put him down. That sticks in my mind. It's been so long, but it sticks in my mind.
Callum Johnson not that long ago. It was 3 years ago.
That's still...
Yeah, but you think about the pandemic, that took a lot of time out of the boxing, but I'm saying as far as his fights, that was only like 3-4 fights ago.
Oh, okay.
It's still a long time for people, and they act like, oh, well, that was a flash knockdown. And I don't just mean him, I mean in general. Anytime a fighter gets knocked down, I automatically think, oh shit, is he chinny? But then boxing tries to act like, no, that was just a flash knockdown.
Anybody can get dropped. I can't think of a fighter that haven't been dropped. Even like I can't think of one fighter really that fought long.
Floyd.
Zab dropped him. They just didn't count it.
Yeah. What about Crawford? What about Crawford? Velasquez dropped them. They just ain't counted. Yeah.
I'm gonna put it like this: this boxing, you fighting other killers. To me, it matter how you get dropped. Like, yeah, if you just wobbling around, some guys you can tell when it's the chin. Like, if it's just repeatedly where a guy just can't take a shot, but it's boxing, you get hit.
Trav, send me a Zoom link. I got a little spice for y'all. Tevin Farmer gonna be joining us via Zoom. We gonna get this fight for Mickey Bey.
Beautiful.
We gonna get this fight. This is what it's about, baby. We got to get you this fight, man.
And that's one of the things that me and his cousin spoke about. It's like, man, we'd do it the old school way. You ain't got to talk about his mother or disrespect.
Exactly.
We both mutually respect each other. And we both said, damn, you know what? This is a good fight.
It is a good fight.
Nobody be wanting to fight neither one of us.
And I'm going to be real. It's a good fight for the both of you. You know, you haven't fought since the Cambosos, and he got about 2 years since the Jojo Diaz fight. It's perfect for y'all.
Shit, I'm excited. I didn't even know he's coming.
Yeah, I've been working in the background, baby.
Sure.
Hit that thumbs up button. You already know what you got to do. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We trying to get to a milli. Trav, you could just text me the link, and I'll send it to his publicist to get him up on the show. He's actually training, so you're probably going to see him all sweaty and shit. You know, he in shape.
Okay, well we finna agree. We could agree right here. We got it on tape.
He been working out before you. Like, he's been in the gym for cool. He turned his basement into his own gym.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm a dog. When I first started boxing, I had a real good fighter, Juan McPherson. He probably was one of the best amateurs. I started sparring him like every day. Everybody, I'm this when I first started boxing. I always wanted the best challenges. Like, you know, when I first started boxing, I was already sparring with killers.
I gotta ask, man. I hope this isn't a bad memory, but I guess for you know the guys like Devin and young fighters watching, I remember watching your John Molina fight, bro.
Yeah.
You was killing this guy.
Yeah.
And all I can remember is you turning to fucking Floyd,
playing this shit.
saluting Floyd, and the fight went.
Yeah. That was, you know.
But I don't want to talk about. I want to talk more about how you felt, because you know, obviously, I'm assuming after going home and you're like, "Fuck, I caused that. I lost this fight. He didn't beat me. I beat myself."
I thought it was kind of like karma. Like, this show that ain't me. I ain't a showboater. Even though I like to put that on for the fans, I was showboating the floor, and I feel like that was a little karma. Like, man, don't do that. Like, don't worry about him, you know, because it was a little, that ain't something I normally do, but I did it for the fans. Like, and I went out and banged with him in the last round for the fans.
Right, and you was totally outboxing him.
Yeah, it was
every fucking round.
And it was
that was the Hard Rock, right?
Yeah. I was up every round
for sure.
But I didn't care. Like, I was just like, you know, that was just kind of the. But yeah, I hate that loss because it was like he was easy. Like, but I ain't really.
Did it take long for you to mentally get past that?
No, because I knew that. Now, if he was better than me, I'd have had a problem. Like, oh, he beat me all 10 rounds. I knew that was just me being stupid. Like you say, I'm showboating with a puncher in the last round.
How old were you for that fight, Mick?
Huh?
How old were you in that fight?
I think I was in my late 20s or something like that. But I ain't trip about it. I knew it was me being foolish. Like, but it's crazy because even Floyd said it. Like, he told me, like, after the fight, I think when he fought, Canelo? He said he thought about that fight, his next few fights, like, fuck that, the last round, I'm moving. I know to do that. But this fight, I kind of just, you know, I went overboard with the showboating because Floyd was by the ring. He was excited. So, yeah, man, if karma was a thing, it was that. It was that last round.
I think that was John Molina's best year because
after that,
same shit happened with Lundy, right? He did the same shit with Lundy.
Earlier, but yeah, he hit the jackpot after that. That's what I hated. Like, after
he got
that,
the
I came
fight.
and won the belt, but he got 100 good fights after that. Me and my manager he had a vendetta with me for asking questions, but I couldn't get no.
Who was your manager at the time?
Floyd's cousin was my manager, but he was young.
Dewan?
Yeah, he was young and he never managed before, so I missed out on. So I was the kind of dude you can call me at night. You want to fight him? Yup. I accepted. Well, Linares back then, he didn't want to fight me. We both had a belt at the same time. Dude wouldn't fight. What was his name? His brother fight Figueroa.
Brandon?
Omar
Figueroa.
Brother. Yeah. Fortuna.
Damn, Fortuna said no?
Yeah, but I think he just wanted more money. Pedraza, but I couldn't hardly get no. That's why I had to fight.
Pedraza before or after the loss to Tank?
No, I had to been before.
It was a little before that.
Yeah,
Damn, that would have been sweet.
Before that, yeah.
I would have been sweet. He was the IBO champ and the IBF champ.
Yeah, I was the kind of guy that it ain't nobody I'm turning down. I ain't make excuse about styles. I mean, you see, well, I could have picked the easier fight than Tevin.
Right.
I thought about who was the very best outside of like Tank. I know I ain't gonna get fights like that now.
Right.
I'm like, who's the best guy where I could say, dang, this dude a dog. He going in there fighting him.
It's still a good fight.
Tevin.
Yo,
That's a great fight.
Let me tell you the funny thing with Mick. We'll be in the gym, and he'll be training with Devin, Amari, whoever he got in there, and they'll do 2 hours. And then once Mick's done training them, he starts his own fucking workout, all sweaty. It just got done, getting that work in. And it's just crazy because I'm like, yo, at his age, Mick the one put me on to CMOS. Yo, that clean you out. Help you in bed, too.
In bed?
Hey, I got to hit you on to another.
Help you in bed? You the
found-
first person. My son, he do CMOS every day. He what is that? He blends it with mangoes and shit. So, cause for the taste.
Hey, I'm glad you reminded. I got to go get some as soon as I leave. I ain't been take none in a couple months, but I found the spot out here that got some good sea moss. So I did you find a place here that got it?
No, I've been getting mine from Georgia.
Right? Everybody orders online.
I'll tell y'all about the place here that got it.
Well, while we wait for Tevin to join us, we got some.
Hey, don't run off, Tevin. Come on, man.
Nah.
You ain't getting shook, are you? Come on in here.
We got questions from the people in New Orleans. We got Rue in the 504 that says, as a former world champ, what's your opinion on the potential of Edward Berlanga?
Oh, his potential is guys like him. To me, their potential is in the mirror. Like the work that they put in, the dedication they put in. To me, it's more of an outside the ring thing. With a lot of these fighters, like we mentioned Tank, I think Tank is one of them fighters that's a hell of an athlete and got unlimited potential. As long as they keep their outside life, you keep that clean and you stay focused. That's one of them things where Edgar got a lot of tools. Like, everything that I have him trying, he adapting to it.
So
he
for
got
those that
unlimited
think he's
potential.
just another Wilder, are they wrong?
Oh, they completely wrong. Like, I got him. He doing stuff that, his next fight, people going to be like, damn, this dude could do that. Nah, I ain't trying to change him because I still want him to be this knockout fighter, but it's you a 10, 12-round fighter now, so it don't have to be a first-round knockout. It can be in the 6th round, the 8th round, or it might go the distance, but no, he could do it all. Like, he surprised me, actually, because I didn't know he can do certain stuff because I got him trying stuff and he doing it. I'm like, man, so.
Certain stuff like what?
He got footwork. He can do this, that. Like, I'm teaching him. Like, my main thing, too, is teaching him. I teach all my fighters defense. That's mainly my specialty is making sure the fighters hit and don't get hit. Not in a boring fashion, though, because I still like the offense, too. Like, we going to capitalize on the defense as well, on the misses. So, he trying things, and he able to do everything. Like, he can move, he can box, he could punch, and he's another young dude. He's still real young, so his next fight, he gonna definitely show glimpses.
That's an important fight, man.
It is, and it's a good fight because Steve
I don't
Rose
know if it's a good fight. I feel like it's a fight that puts so much pressure on him.
Yeah,
like now he's got to do as good as Gennady or not be as good as Gennady in the eyes of fight fans. That's how they think. Like, oh, he didn't do what Gennady did. He ain't better than Gennady.
Well, I don't expect for him to be better yet because to me, Gennady is still one of the best fighters in the sport. But in the near future, though, I see him beating all of these guys as long as he keep doing what he's doing, and which I'm sure he will. Stay focused. He's hungry, and he's healthy. Rose is a stiff test because he got experience, and Rose he could fight, and he's awkward. So, but it's stuff that me and Edgar been talking about. Where I tell him like we ain't even worried about. He is opponent. Like you do what you're supposed to do, and everything. It just fall into place anyway.
So I seen him doing some little things in the ring where he's like scraping the guard to to bring your hands down and still loop around it. How are you teaching him to set up that power so that he doesn't look like he's just on a headline?
One thing about me, I know a million tricks. You know, thanks to Big Floyd Sr., he taught me most of those tricks. You know, I learned so many tricks that I'm giving to him. The ones that fit him and the ones that he can do. He gonna have a million tools in his arsenal. He already got a great coach as well that I teamed up with in Andre, but I'm bringing some new
60 seconds.
Not changing him, but I'm putting some new stuff with him, and he's loving it. But it's gonna be dangerous because of his power. So when he lands, it's gonna be more effective than if your average cat with average power lands. When he landed, it's gonna be lights out, but it's gonna be prettier. It's gonna be pretty. Like I told him, we're gonna get some pretty knockouts. You ain't gonna have to force it or go crazy for it. It's gonna be, how Tommy Hearns used to do back in the day, or, some of those guys getting them pretty knockouts.
Well, I don't see Tevin. I'm about to call him Devin, man, and we about to get this studio extra busy. Ken is on his way. Javier Caputillo's on his way. I'm gonna have to call Wendy to see what's up. See, could we get Tevin on? I really wanted to get this done. I want to help you guys build this one up. I like this fight.
Absolutely.
It's a good fight for the both of you guys. It's a good weight. Tevin needs this, and you definitely need this. This is a perfect opponent for each of you to get put
he
back
said he's gonna
in.
keep me in retirement, so.
Oh wow!
Once I heard that, I'm like, okay, we got to do this. I got to see this.
Okay, Tevin answered me too. Let me just hit him, bro. He said he currently in the gym. How long you gonna be here? Not too much longer, champ. Let's do this.
So hold on, we gonna be able to see him on one of these?
Yeah, on that TV.
Okay.
Yeah. If he is ready, kill him.
Oh, so should I be facing that way or?
Nah, you good. I mean, if you want to. Tev, I'm sorry to bother, brother. I know you are in the gym, but I got Mickey Bey and I got Ken Porter and Javier Caputillo. They outside. All right, just click that link I sent you. I sent Wendy the link. You got it, or you need me to send it to you? Yeah, hit the Zoom meeting. All right. Bet. Here we go.
Okay, yeah, I love it.
Let's get it. TBV is about to go down. You already know. Hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, you already know you need to do so. We got Mickey Bey in the building with his potential opponent, former world champion of the IBF, Tevin Farmer. Fantastic fight. I hope these guys could get it done. And we get this one on Dazn, I hope. I don't want to pay no PBC pay-per-view price. While we wait for him, man, what's your thoughts on Barrios Thurman this Saturday, Vegas? Right here in the city.
Dang. Honestly, I think it's going to be a real good fight. Real close fight. I see Thurman squeaking it out.
All right.
Yeah, I see Thurman winning.
Looks like we got Tevin. There he go right there, Mickey Bey. All right,
What's
Tevin
up?
Farmer, man, how are you? Thank you so much for coming on short notice. But since Mickey stopped in the studio, I'm like, man, we got to do our part to promote this fight. I think this is a fantastic fight for you and him. You both been out the ring, not equally as long, but definitely it's even for the both of you, man. And you're two big names in this sport. How do you feel about this fight? I know you had your horizons on Ryan Garcia, but man, I mean, Ryan always seems to be in talks about a fight, never actually has a fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think me and Billy did. I said Billy did. Fuck, I'm thinking about. I'm trying to drive and talk. I think me and Mickey Bey. I think it's a hell of a fight. I think style wise, it makes sense, and I think we both know in the sport, and I think we both been off for a while. I think it's a hell of a fight to come back to for both of us.
Do you think you got an unfair advantage? Because I follow you, man. You've been training for a minute. I feel like you've been training the minute you put the first heavy bag in your basement, right? So I feel like you got an advantage over him from a training standpoint? Obviously, we don't know what he's doing in the privacy of his gym, but do you feel that way?
I don't think that I have an advantage only because I think Biggie Bey in the gym all the time. I think he is. He's a guy. He seems like a guy that's dedicated to the sport and not a gym or not.
Tevin, if you could just pull over for the purpose. If you could just pull over for the purpose of the interview, because you went out.
All right, I'll pull over. All right, give me 1 second.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined with the former IBF champion in a 130-pound division. No, 130. He was a champ, 130. Right. Tevin Farmer.
Yeah, I'm 135.
You moving up to 35, son. We've been waiting for, you know.
Yeah, I should have been did it, but I don't know why I didn't, to be honest.
Well, I want to know, you don't know why you did it, but I want to know why you said it. You said you're going to keep Mickey in retirement. He been smiling and smirking like, yeah, I want to see. He said he going to keep me in retirement. So he dying to talk to you. I'm going to go ahead and fade to back and let you and Mickey talk, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, what up, bro?
Oh, man, what's good? You know, let's show these young kids, man. We going to do it the old school way. And show people that it ain't all about the promoters. You know, a lot of these cats hide behind the promoters. You could do it like this. Me and him going face to face, saying, "Man, we gonna do this." You know,
I think any fight can be made. It for real, to be honest.
If you do this, we both committed to it.
Yeah, I think younger fighters don't know how to make fights happen. They rely, like you said, they rely on promoters. And I'm coming out in public saying I want that smoke, and he said he want that smoke. So why can't it happen? I feel like, whether we got to put it on ourselves or or a promoter going to pick it up, it got to happen either way.
Yeah, 100%. It's a great fight. I'm sure both of us free agents, that's what we saying is we sure that, you know, it's a lot of promoters that's going to want it. But I'm saying we both agreeing to it face to face. Now, imagine if these fighters really said to each other, if they really want to fight, they can fight. Like, if they get face to face, we both just did a handshake deal right here. We on here. You know, in front of the world saying we gonna fight.
And it's a good fight. It's a good. It's not like it's a bullshit fight. It's a top tier fight.
100%.
So see, what promoters wouldn't want to pick this fight up? I mean, it's better than any fight that's out that's being made right now. I mean, not any fight, but you get the point.
Exactly. Two top competitors. Yeah.
We're hearing that Eddie Hearn does have interest. That he's spoken about it. Have you contacted him and I guess, you know, flirted with the idea of a possibility of Mickey Bey versus yourself on Dazn?
No, I didn't speak to Eddie. I didn't speak to Eddie about that. I heard he had interest, but I didn't speak to him about it. But if you got interest, then let's make it happen.
Yeah. Everybody I talked to had interest. It's just like, man, it's y'all for real. It's y'all. But that's why I'm glad that we on here now, you know, saying to each other, let's do it, you know. So we really don't care who is with or none of that, you know. Of course, the one that make the best, you know, whatever. But I'm saying at the end of the day, we just both showing, and I'm glad y'all have I didn't even know he was coming on, but I'm glad because, you know.
I didn't even know. I was in the gym training.
You know Ness always working, man. Hey, it's never too late.
But this the old school way, though.
I ain't gonna lie. I respect and congratulations on the studio, too.
Thank you, brother.
I respect Ness grind, man. I respect that he's definitely he's a hustler, and he's gonna make it. He gonna make it do what it do.
For sure.
Oh, for sure. He gonna be front row there. Well, all of y'all,
you know that.
Front row.
Hey, I still to this day take credit for making Tevin and JoJo Diaz happen. I remember it was Canelo, Danny Jacobs.
Oh, I was there at the Jacobs press conference.
We was Tevin pull up to the gym. Devin at phase 1 getting his strength and conditioning. I interviewed Tevin. Go back to JoJo. JoJo say this. Next day I see Tevin. I'm like, oh, there go JoJo right there.
You walked right up to him too. I remember that. That's when JoJo had green hair, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what color.
Yeah, I think so. You ain't know me. I was a king of walking up to anybody. You know, I ain't give a goddamn, right? But on another note, I be hearing people say, "Oh, Tevin was 35." Like they can't forget what I've done. Besides the hiccup I had with JoJo and a lot of shit happened to me and was going on around that time. But they don't know I was the fucking most active champion in the world out of everybody. Out of everybody. Like, people can't forget what I have done in the sport. So I've been a big dog. And then on top of that, I was fighting at 135 before I was fighting at 130. People don't really know that because they don't really know boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
They got to go back through that resume.
Man, we doing this old school style, man. We just both agreed to it. You know, so we gonna do it.
Let's get this shit popping.
Yeah, let's get it popping. Let's get it going by the summer. Let's get it going.
Listen, man, by the summer, fuck that. By the spring.
No, that's what I'm saying. In the spring, before the summer. You know, I can't wait.
I mean, Mickey was in here saying April or May, right? You said it's a good month for you.
No later. That's good. I'm ready.
Listen, no later than April or May. No later than that.
Later.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Later.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Let's get it on.
I'm ready to rock. You know, and I got a lot to prove. And I will be a 2-time world champion at 135. That's a bet. That's a promise.
Oh yeah, after I beat you, you gonna come back strong. Hey, after I beat you, I already know you gonna come back and do some great things. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe get a couple more after that, ride off into the sunset and continue to watch you rise after that.
I think people don't understand when I take losses, I come back better, right? So my last loss before JoJo was in 2012. That's a very long time. From 2012 to 2020, that's a very long time. So I'm finna go on another rise after this. I get better every time because me just learning on the job, I'm learning on the job with the sport of boxing, period. And starting boxing 19, 16 amateur fights, I'm learning on the job. If I got built up like these promoters, like these fighters did, and knew about I gotta have I gotta cut weight a certain way, I gotta eat a certain way, I gotta do. I went to boxing blindly just because. But when I took my losses, I realized like, damn, I gotta fix that because shit not right. Then I started doing my research and learning you're doing shit all fucked up. And once I corrected that, boom, I go on my win streak and become champion.
Oh yeah. No, that's what make this. I mean, we both had kind of them type different kind of stories. So I think that's what makes this a good fight. I mean, I think it's a throwback. I mean, I know it's a throwback fight. Like we ain't sitting waiting on nobody. I mean, y'all just heard it here, man. That we ready to get it in April or May, and we both.
So I gotta ask you guys, who's gonna send who the contract, or are you guys gonna shop this fight mutually to different networks?
Yeah. I think we should do that. That's what we should do.
People already. You know, I ain't saying nothing, but it's believe me, it's. Now that we hear and we agreeing, it's even more serious now. So
you're saying you've had someone approach you?
Oh, everybody that heard about this. I mean, I didn't have people outside the country that was like, man, shit, weird. So this ain't. I mean, not.
But you've had people physically express that they have interest in making that fight or watching.
Oh
that
yeah.
Fight. Oh wow. Okay, Tevin.
Devin Haney himself said it. He know that.
So Tevin, man, you might have to make a little off-air call, man. Set up a conference call with Bey.
Listen, I told him already. Even if no promoter pick it up, if man Devin Haney got to go in on the show, that's what we're gonna do.
That's beautiful. So let's hypothetically assume that's the worst case scenario. You're gonna do it yourself. Are you trying to take Bey to Philadelphia, or are you trying to come to Vegas?
I think we should take a mutual grounds to make it fair.
New York,
yeah,
New York, maybe. I mean, you from Cleveland?
No. I would say Florida. New York is too restricted. I would say Florida wide open.
Yeah, that's a good.
I would say
Florida.
I would say somewhere like Orlando. I think Orlando.
Casino Royale. The Casino Royale.
I think Orlando is a good place for boxing right now. I think New York is too restricted. We don't need that right now. I think Philadelphia is going to be my advantage. I think Vegas is going to be his advantage.
Hey, you know what's crazy? It's crazy he mentioned Orlando because that was somebody I talked to was from there that was interested. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, but like I say, we not waiting on nobody because, I mean, it's going to happen because any promoter, it's a good fight.
Yeah,
but I'm saying we all doing good, good enough financially and got people behind us and to make it happen anyway. But there's
a lot of money behind us. Sorry to cut you off. There's a lot of money, man. There's a lot of money in the area. So
for sure, yeah. So yeah, we doing the hard. We doing the most part that people want to see. Mm-hmm. Is the two fighters saying we gonna do this. Every other fight, it's always one fighter that want to do it and one fighter that's ducking or running.
Right.
We on here right now saying that we both ready to get it in.
Hey, Tevin,
I got a beautiful. Are you gonna steal it from the chat? Because Intrigue is saying Atlanta. Tevin, what do you guys think about Atlanta? I mean, I've been to a lot of fights in Atlanta. It's popping. It's the new Hollywood.
Atlanta, that's fair too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Atlanta's fair. Atlanta's definitely fair. I didn't even think about Atlanta.
Yeah.
I only said only said Orlando because there's a lot of boxing going on in Orlando right now.
for sure. They got a triple header showbox happening in Orlando at the Casino Royale not too a couple days from now.
At the Royale, I stayed there for 2 months in Orlando. I went there like in
You
March,
training at Evolution Boxing now, right?
No, I live in Jersey, so I was there for 2 months just training.
Did you get some work? Did you get some work with Elong? What is it? De Jesus, the one that just fought Rajan Chance?
My boy.
He had braids, but he cut him.
Yeah, it's my boy. Did we spar? I can't even remember if we sparred. I was sparring a lot of people down there.
Hey, Tevin, is that so? Were you just down in Orlando recently?
No, 2020 in March to April to May.
Okay. The only reason I was asking because I know Mickey was just in Philadelphia. He said he was out there looking for you, couldn't find you.
Yeah, he went to Bozy and his gym asking about you.
Hey, listen. He was in the wrong spot. I live in Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we on here. That's the most important part.
Absolutely. Fight needs to happen.
We doing this like we ain't doing all that clout. You know, you get a lot of dudes talking all this shit, but they don't ever fight. We getting on here and we both showing our face and we both, I mean, this is like signing the contract. Basically, we both agreeing. Ain't neither one of us going to backpedal. So,
well, that's another thing you were saying too, that you were going to show the world how to promote a fight without talking about Tevin's mother or his family and just
I'm not doing that shit. I'm never even going to do that. I'm not even that type of person. Like the most I do, if somebody got to allow me to fuck you up if you touch me. But like other than that, like I'm not going to talk about my mom. I'm not doing. That's bullshit.
People do
like,
that. They don't fight.
Yeah,
they
like,
talk all of that shit and the fight don't happen.
Yeah,
it's about man the person. It ain't about your family. Ain't about your brother. Now if your brother sitting next to you and he talking shit, I might call him a bitch ass nigga or something like that. But other than that, I ain't fitting to go talk about my family. Like that's dead.
So, guys, man, I want to get some clarity for the people watching. I know they're interested. They're ready to buy a subscription on Dazn if it's going to be Dazn, or buy a subscription on Showtime if it's going to be Showtime, or PBC if it's going to be PBC. But can you give us, I guess, a timeline when you guys think you'll be able to, A, have a personal phone call, B, meet together to establish dates and promoters, but can we get some business talk here? Like, is this going to happen, or is this just a friendly meeting on the internet?
That shit going to start soon as we get off here.
Okay.
That shit gets going.
Hey, listen, let's make this happen. Hey, we going to figure it all out. But at the end of the day, like I always say, I'm a businessman first, and he is too. So because we want the fight to happen, that don't mean people could just come to us and offer us $40,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we got to cut that. We got to make this clear now.
Because people %.
Because people could use that against you. Oh, y'all make the fight happen and all that, but they come offer you bullshit money when the fight happen. People be like, oh well, y'all ain't fight, y'all talking all that shit. Yeah, because the back end, y'all don't know what's going on.
It's business is still business. We confident the business is gonna be straight though. So but at the end of the day, we not. We ain't no dudes that's coming off the corner or no shit like that. So,
Right, y'all ain't hurting for money.
It's gonna get done. Yeah, definitely not. So, we just wanted to, I'm glad that y'all hit them up and we got them on. So we both agreed. That was our handshake agreement. So I think by May or so, April, May it should be done for that time.
Let's go.
All the promoters out there, y'all should be looking to this fight because this probably gonna be one of the best fights of the year, and it will be one of the best fights of the year, and fights of the year.
Yeah, straight up fireworks.
Reach out to the teams.
Absolutely.
So, Mickey, what is it about Tevin that you feel like you can capitalize on?
I mean, it ain't even nothing particular. I'm just a dog, and I always, since I've been boxing, I feel like I don't care what a fighter got. It could be Lomachenko, Tank, whatever. I'm coming in only to win. Like, I think that I'm, I figure, I mean, it's definitely the last chapter of my career.
But does this fight extend you? If you beat Tevin, does it extend your career? Do you look at?
I still got a timeline. He got longer than me, of course. But no, I'm sure I could fight for a while. I am one of them guys like a Marquez or Bernard Hopkins that can. But I mean, I still, train a couple fighters I got I mean, I still want to, I'd rather go out on top and go out, with my senses and all of that, like, so either way, I ain't trying to do it, but for so long, but I want real fights though. I ain't trying to fight no tomato cans.
Tevin,
Right.
same question for you. Is there anything you see in Mickey Bey, his style, that you feel like you could capitalize on, or are you just looking at it like he's a good name to come back to?
I feel like we both been up for almost similar the same amount of time. He's a good name, and he can fight. So I think coming back to fight a guy like that and winning and beating him will put me right back where I need to be at. That's just simple.
Hey, Mickey, man, with your connections, is there any way we could get this fight? Can you finagle your relationships to get this fight on the Tank undercard? There's heavy rumors that he's back. It should have been March, but I'm hearing we got like 3 fights March 19th, so they might push him back. But he's still supposed to fight Rolly. This is a perfect.
Who?
Tank's supposed to still fight Rolly. So this is a
I ain't even
perfect
gonna lie.
undercard.
Our fight is better than that, to keep it real with you.
Oh, so you don't want to be co-main?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just speaking on what me and Tevin said. Like, when he said this is better than most of these fights out here. And I'm glad that Rolly is getting this shot, because when I seen him, he was a little down. I'm like, man, keep your head up. I believe what you're saying. When he kind of explained it to me, I'm like, the truth going to come to light. And I'm glad it did. And he was down about missing this payday and helping his family. So I'm glad that it did come full circle. I don't know if the girl is going to be held accountable, because she almost messed up
his life.
His life. That's something that people need to start talking about.
It's a whole nother story right there,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
a whole nother story.
Yeah,
Shit
that's
like
crazy.
that pisses me off. It pisses me off that women go around and say all this bullshit. Whether I don't know if it's true or not, but let's assume that it's not true.
No,
and
they
I
said
believe
it
that
wasn't.
Well, it wasn't
The
true.
verdict
They
came
dropped the
out.
charges. They didn't even pursue them.
So we gotta start holding these motherfucking women accountable. They can't be doing anything they want out here.
Yeah,
I don't like. They
almost
keep doing
ruined
anything
the
they want,
deal.
bro. And I'm actually about to start a podcast. I'm about to start a podcast.
Oh, man, you better call me, man. I just got with a podcast network. You're going to be in the studio with us. Holla at me. We're going to set up the whole Tevin Farmer
so to answer your
podcast
question,
network.
man, we both saying it here. Of course, it's a fight to be on the big platform, but like I say, I already know it's gonna get done. So our people already came with interest, and it's a good thing that he came on, and now people know it's serious. Because at first they like, man, how we know it's serious. I mean, unless Tevin got a twin and I got a twin, identical twin, shit, y'all know now that we saying we ready to do it.
Well, I'm excited for the both of you. I got to cut it short. I got Ken Porter in the.
Hold on. Let me before you cut it short, let me see one thing. I need everybody right now to go follow my NFT page. If you don't know about NFTs and you want to learn and you want to be up to date on the world that's changing, go to follow my NFT page.
Give us a little info though. What is an NFT?
So that's the point. It's very hard to explain directly through here. It's going to need a lot of time. So follow the NFT page. It's Fighting Fox NFT on Twitter and on Instagram, and then just join the link. Just join the Discord. The link's in the bio, and I'll explain all of it. I can't explain to you right now. It's too much.
Well, Devin, one thing I said Devin. Sorry. But one thing I want you to do is take me serious and definitely text me about that podcast. Let's develop that. I know you got a good YouTube channel. I got some people that would love to sit down with you. Let's get this fight done. I'm happy that both of you guys get to come back. I hope that this fight really happens. If I had it my way, it'd be on the Tank undercard. Obviously, with all your beef with Tank, it would be a good look for you to get on that undercard and make a statement. Obviously, Mickey has something to say about that.
Yeah,
but can the both of you give out your social media, man? I got Ken Porter and Javier Caputillo out in the lobby waiting on us for the studio.
Yeah, I got a new one now. You know,
Okay.
it's Mickey Bey Eternal. That's been a new one since I was active. I got a new one started. So yeah, follow me at Mickey Bey Eternal. Y'all can link up.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad, bro. My bad. Go ahead. I thought you was done.
No, I'm finished.
All right. My joint, Tevin Farmer 22 on Instagram and Twitter, and my NFT page. Got to put that in there. Fighting Fox NFT on Twitter and Instagram.
All right, champ. And just for the both of you know, we were screen sharing your social media so they know how to spell it and know how to find it. I appreciate the both of you coming on. Mickey, thank you for waking up early, Las Vegas time. Tevin, thank you for coming on short notice. We appreciate you guys. TBV community, hit that thumbs up button for these two fantastic fighters that joined us and gave us a great morning show.
Let's give them a round of applause, Ron.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I actually got that soundbite in here.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Thank you, Tevin.
Thank you. Mickey, man, my hand's sweaty because you got this thing hot in the studio. I appreciate you. Definitely. And Tevin, man, thanks again. Young Trav, bring in the next guest, man.
Yeah, peace.
All right, later. Thank you, Mick.
Oh,
Thanks,
yeah, for
man.
sure. Hey,
Appreciate
I'm glad y'all had him on.
I got you, baby.
I'm like,
I got
damn, let
you.
me see if I was thinking about that. But I'm like, damn, I don't know if he
Nah, I'm on it. I'm on everything. I'm on everything moving, man. I'm on everything moving. But yeah, man, thank you once again. I'm gonna get head on with Luke Santamaria. He's got a big fight this weekend, welterweight division.
Oh, he fights this weekend?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
He fighting Abel Ramos in the welterweight division.
I'm gonna hit y'all.
Definitely. Thank you, man.
Mick.
You're more than welcome to stick around if you like.
For the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Untitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.